Good afternoon, this is Mark, and today I'm going to walk you through the new ArcheWild Nursery's Customer Portal. It has some really awesome features. It lets you see exactly what's in inventory, like in the moment, and there's a portal that allows you to create new orders, look at existing or confirmed orders, adjust due dates and species and all that sort of thing, and you can take a look at your entire ordering history as well as your invoices and payments and all kinds of things. You should check it out if you're not familiar. But this online portal is for you to better interact with our nursery, be in more control of your inquiries and lists, taking a look at the stuff that we have in inventory at the moment, work with your client manager to adjust due dates and species lists and maybe break a delivery up into one or more releases, as we call it, and to take a look at your entire ordering history, as well as all your invoices and how you are up to date with those invoices. And it has two key features. One is, if you scroll down, it has our live availability. So this is all live availability on our little plans. So starting at the 512s and the 228s and the 200s and 98s and 50s, and so all of our small plants are available through this plug availability page, including I think even up to 1 gallons. What our live availability does is it basically looks right into our business system called SeedSource, like every minute of every day, and it keeps track of like new crops that come online and new orders that have been confirmed, which decreases inventory. So literally real-time live updates on what just came into stock, net of other client requirements and commitments. You can search by Asclepias and you can see Asclepias crops that we happen to have at the moment. You've got the botanical name, the common name. The ecoregion list is actually nice. I'll get back to that. The sizes that are available, the price per how many are available now versus how many are going to be ready in a couple of weeks. Pretty standard, pretty normal availability list. I would say almost every day this live availability is changing because the nursery is producing 200 to 300 new flats a day. People are placing orders every day, and the difference between what goes in and what goes out is what is shown here. The feature that this video is really announcing, which is brand new and just for our business partners right now, is what we're calling the online customer portal. What is it? I said it in the intro, but this is a view. It's like your own personal view directly into our business system. So it's not a shopping cart. When we provide you with your own login and password, then you become a user, like an active user on our core business system. It allows you to see what we have in inventory, including things that don't show up on the live availability list. And you can see them the moment that they get booked into inventory. You can create prospective orders. You can see the current pricing for anything that we have. You can place what we call draft orders, and I'll show that to you in a minute. You can look at, track, and monitor your existing order, particularly crop status and ship dates and all of that. You can see it right here. You don't necessarily need to call or email and get an update and wait for a day or two. We'll have the full ability to track and monitor all existing orders, as well as that as a complete order history going back, I think 2 or 3 years, and it shows your orders and your invoices and payments against those invoices. So that's what we're calling the customer portal. It's basically your own login to SeedSource, which is the business system that we use. Okay, so let's take a look and see how it works. So when you get to the page, customer portal, again, pretty banner. Here's the live availability. You can search by species name, common name, ecoregion, and size. And down below, what you'll see, particularly if it's your first time here, in fact, every time that you come to this page fresh, it will look like this. All you need to do is provide your email address and a password, or we'll create a password for you. And we need to establish a short code for your business name, and then you're able to log in. You want to hit accept. And what that does in a second or two is it gets you to the login screen. So here you can see it's asking for 3 things. I'll explain why 3, not 2. So first is username. So I'm going to log in as myself, which is just mark.brownlee. Mark.brownlee at ArcheWild ArcheWild.com. Now, of course, you would log in with your own email address. Now, password, you'll have your own unique password, which we encourage you to keep safe. There's no need to really share around the office unless you really want to. But I'm going to key in my temporary password, which is Easter Bunny for this demo. And then this next field is your company short name or your organization short name. Let me explain that. So by having a login, you can log in and see all of your orders or inquiries or historical records. But if you're part of an organization, then you want to be able to see usually all of the inquiries and orders and invoices and payments for your entire organization. So this third element of logging in, which is called manager, that means the managing organization for you. And in my case, that's simply Arc. So username in lowercase, please, password, whatever it's set to, and then your organization shortcode. My organization's shortcode is just simply ArcheWild. And with that, you can click the blue button here and log in. You get a little bit of a splash screen. It takes a few seconds to load all current information into this instance of our software running in your browser. Okay, so immediately upon logging in, you will see the confirmed orders panel. And you have just 3 panels in this, pretty simple. One is your draft orders. So these are orders that have not yet been confirmed and subject to change. You're checking with customers, you're checking with other vendors, whatever. Under draft orders, you can create a draft order, and it can sit there for as long as you like until it gets to where you need it to be. And then you would then process that, and I'll show you what that looks like. But that's your draft orders. Confirmed orders are those orders that you have already transmitted to our team out in the nursery. They've taken a look at it and they've said, yep, I can do all those things, no problem. They confirm that order. You get your sales order back that you confirmed. So most of you are familiar with that. So that's confirmed orders. And then and that's with the thumbs up button. And then the truck, this just denotes all of your shipped orders. Going back I think it's just 2 years in history. All of this will be available right here. So just three views: draft orders, confirmed orders, and then shipped orders. I'm going to walk you through each one, but I'm going to go in backwards order. So let's take a look at shipped orders. So shipped orders, I'm logged in as the ArcheWild seed bed. So that's how we keep track of plants that go to our foundation plots. So I'm logged in there. You can see this order name, so it just says Seed Reservations 2024. That order was shipped. And if you come over here, you can see the details. I'm going to expand this view so you can see. So you can see the species that were on that order, from Geranium maculatum to Hibiscus moschitos, the inventory codes, the quantities, and whether or not they were shipped, and any notes associated with those. So this is a view into what actually happened, and then you can see what the invoice amount for that was and any payments associated with it. So shipped orders, it's a static view. You can't interact with it much. It's really just for record keeping, so you can get in and look to see what happened in the past. All right, so confirmed orders. So these are active orders. Right now I have one, which is called Seedbed 2025. The plants are listed over here in the panel. I'm going to expand that right here so you can see. It has a due date of middle of May. The order status is active, and these are the species that we intend to use for in our founder plots for 2025, at least an initial set. So if you look inside, what do we have? You can expand that even further. So Teucrium, Agrostis, Campanulastrum, Caricatorta, in 2 different sizes. That's pretty cool. Phlox and Prunus and so on and so forth. So this is the list of species that have already been chosen and made as a part of a confirmed order that the nursery is building or holding, if it's already built, that will then ship on the indicated date. Changes to confirmed orders are best done with whomever you're working with in the nursery. Changes to ship dates can usually be accommodated, particularly if they're later. If you need some things a little bit sooner, well, then you really have to check with your nursery contact, make sure everything is okay. As most of you know, we do grow to demand for a lot of different species. So oftentimes we can ship in a couple of weeks more, but sometimes a little few weeks less can be problematic. So just make sure you check with the nursery. The view that you will that you could interact with the most actually is the draft order section. And you can see I already have a draft order in here, but I'm going to walk you through the process of creating that draft order from scratch. Quite simple. You just click on this add button and you give your draft order or an inquiry a name. So I'm going to say birds and bees inquiry for May. And I'm going to say 2025, just so we don't confuse it with something in the past. So birds and bees inquiry, that's the custom order nickname. So you can name this prospective order, draft order, anything that you like, and that'll be your tag that help you find it in the future. I don't need this in February, but I do need this in late May. Just pick a date. And notes say, I would say something about this inquiry. You know, it's just a wish list for now. Please take no action until confirmed. So that's a perfectly fine note. That lets the nursery know what your intentions are. Or you could say, almost finished assembling this order. Please get started ASAP. Anyway, that's just a basic note. So I'm going to save this. And what that does is it just creates a new order. Now the order is blank at the moment. We have to add things to it. No problem. I'm going to click in on it. And it just tells you back what you just put in. The order nickname, when it's due, and any notes. Now to add items, and this is where it gets fun. You click the add button. There's some buttons there, I'll show you what they do. So simple form, but has a lot of information in it, so I want you to pay attention here. It's kind of important, the detail. So species. So when you click on this drop down, it has a list of all the species that are present in the nursery. So that means these plants are either available to ship today or they have been sown. So anywhere between species that have been sown, which means they exist, to species that can ship today are all going to be represented in this list. As inventory changes, we put more plants into the greenhouses or something sells out, then this list automatically reflects those changes. We think that's important because when you come to build a draft order, we really don't want you to waste your time and try to add things to your order that don't even exist in the nursery. So we hope that this will save a lot of time. But you can easily search this. So let's search for that Asclepias and see what's actually happening in the nursery like today. So you can see we've got Incarnata, Syriaca, Tuberosa, and Verticillata. Now if you look closely here, you're getting more than just the species name. You're also getting a list next to it of the sizes and the quantities that are uncommitted for each of those sizes. So here, let's look at the Asclepias incarnata. So Asclepias incarnata, it says that we have 20 uncommitted trays of 200s and almost 12 uncommitted trays of 72s, right? So without having to hunt around, like most of the information you need to see what we have that you can order today safely is right here on the screen. So I'm going to pick this tuberosa. All right, it shows me my sizes. Now I can order any of the sizes shown, but I want to choose the size that I can buy today. And if that's the case, you can see that I've got 16 trays of 200, so when I click on 200, so I'm going to say now or soon. So I'm going to click on Asclepias tuberosa, PL200s, that's what I'm interested in. And I don't need them today, it is February, but I'm going to need them soon. So just click on the soon button. And when you do that, you see that there's 16 trays right here, uneditable by you. So it's a system generated value for what can be ordered today, which means that that product is, could be, committed and allocated to you. So it has 16, it declares the unit price as of the time that you create this. Prospective order, I'm going to put in just 4 trays and then hit save. So now you can see over here that I'm starting to build out this draft order. I'll expand that so you can see a little bit better. So 4 trays of 200s, available soon, at the rate of 69 cents a piece. So there's your first line item, and if that's all that you need, then I'll show you soon what to do with this once you've built out the order. But let's add a couple other fun things. Let's add some Agastache funiculum. Again, I like the 200s, so I'm going to go for the 200s. There's one available now. I don't really need them now. I'm going to say soon. 14 are available soon. I'm going to grab 5 of those for myself. All right, I'm going to hit save. So there's my second line item for this draft order. I'm going to do one more just for fun. What would you like? No, so Monarda, Monarda clinopodia. I don't have that very often. Oh, here's a really awesome plant. Monarda didyma crossed with clinopodia. Most people have never seen this in the wild. It's a very rare but a naturally occurring cross between Monarda didyma and Monarda clinopodia. Most botanists or ecologists know that there are places, even here in Pennsylvania, geographic areas that are fairly close together where both of these Monardas grow in close proximity. Those areas, if you're interested, they need to have 2 things. They need to have a wet seeps or marshes or ditches somewhere, within the radius that a bee flies. And you need to have a well-drained, moist upland area someplace for the Monarda clinopodia to grow. No, this is hard to find in the wild, that combination where kind of a nice upland, undisturbed, or within a bee's range of a marsh, ditch, or wetland-like feature. So when you have Monarda clinopodia up here and Monarda didyma down here, and you've got bees that fly in between, every once in a while, like once every 20 or 30 years, those genes will be accepted by either way. And yeah, it starts with didyma, so yeah, the clinopodia is pollinated, so pollen was transported to the didyma. And this natural cross seed gets produced. Most of those seeds are not viable, but every once in a while they are. And if that viable hybrid seed falls in a good spot, you actually get a naturally occurring hybrid plant right in the wild. And from there, those plants are often infertile, but every once in a while you'll find a naturally occurring cross that actually produces fertile seed. Well, believe it or not, we found one. In fact, I didn't find it. It was my wife that found it. And we've been slowly expanding our founder plot of this really awesome species. And this is the first year ever that we're making it available for sale. Now it'll be in very low numbers, maybe 10 or 20 flats for the entire year. But if you're a collector, you just need something that's really awesome, fresh and brand new, but still totally wild. It's accessioned with the ecoregion codes. This is a really awesome plant. I encourage you to check it out. I'm going to choose this one for our test order. So that's the Monarda didyma crossed with clinopodia. Again, I love 200s. In fact, it's only available in 200s. It shows you that right there. And again, I don't need them now. I'll take them soon. So 1 flat is good for me. Hit save. Now you'll notice here that there's system prices for the tuberose and the funiculum, pretty common plants, pretty well established pricing with us. But you can also see here that the Monarda didyma crossed with clinopodia has not yet been priced. That doesn't mean you can't buy it. You just have to call the office or call me and we'll get your price on that. Okay, so there's our draft order. Get back out and you can see list of orders, and then here's the order header with the line items. This panel that shows the line items goes down about 20 if you had 20. If the list gets longer than 20, you just need to hit expand to see the full list, and you can have as many as you like there. All right, so back here at the order itself, there are these 2 buttons I want to draw your attention to. They have similar but different functionality. So this first one with the little bell, this is just a way for you to notify whomever it is that you work with normally in the nursery that you made a change to your draft order and you want them to take a look at it. Now you can always call if you want and talk with them over the phone, but sometimes you're just busy, you're just made some changes, you want to get feedback from your counterpart in our nursery. All you have to do is click that bell button. There's no pop-ups, nothing really happens on the screen, but that instantly gets a notification to the person that you like to work with that you either have a question or just made a substantive update on this draft order and you're just giving them a courtesy heads up. So that's the bell. The other button with the little @ symbol, this is just a quick link to send the nursery team an email. And this is where you would want, where you have a substantive question that you want to ask. It just makes it a little bit easier. So it'll start up your email client, whatever it is. Oops, let me get that in here. So when you click that button, it'll just open up your email client. It auto-populates the email address that it's going to go to. You can change that if you want to change that to the name of the person that you like to work with. And it just gives it a subject line saying, you know, I have a question about this draft order titled what we titled it previously, the Birds and Bees Inquiry for May 2025. I'm going to cancel out on that. So that's all the send, sales, and email button does. It just opens up your email client, kind of fills a couple things in. You can write your email and off it goes. Now, when you are ready to convert your draft order into like a real order with confirmed pricing, confirmed availability, confirmed ship date, you know, and get it all under contract with a sales order, you're going to want to use that send, sales, and email button and just say, hey, you know, Emily, Sarah, Victoria, Drea, whomever, that you're ready to convert your draft order into a real order. They have some buttons that they click that just kind of pulls it over, gets it all set up, after which they place holds on all your products, confirm any pricing gaps like that Monardidinuma clinopodia that didn't have a price, they'll get that addressed. And once they kind of have that, once they have that sales order all cleaned up, you know, they'll send you that copy like normal and you'll approve that, and then everything will be set. So that's the quick tour of the new online customer portal. You must request access, so just send an email to contact at ArcheWild.com, ask for your login and password for the customer portal. We maintain those passwords here. Each person will have their own unique password, and we will also establish that organization short code, so that third part of the login for your organization, so that anybody else can log in and kind of see the same orders that you do. So you have to ask for that, and once you get that email back with your login credentials, you can immediately log in. If you have current or historical orders already with us, you should be able to see those immediately. If you don't, if you're new to ArcheWild, then when you log in, kind of everything will be blank. The right place to start for you will be, you know, that shopping cart with a plus sign, where you can create your own draft orders. Pop an email using that @ button, you know, right on the portal to let the sales department know that you're ready to kind of take the next step and convert that to a contract. So thank you very much for watching. This portal is meant to be basic. It has, we think, all the features that are necessary to think in the future, see what's going on today, and then review what happened in the past. If there are features that you must have, let us know. Again, this is not a shopping cart. It's not an online, you know, plant guide. You know, there are tons of other nurseries and other internet sites that provide that kind of rich information about the plant. This portal is right now designed and set up to greatly facilitate placing new orders, coordinating on existing orders, and then having easy access to all of your past orders, including invoices and payments. So if you have any questions, let us know. contact@ArcheWild.com is kind of the catch-all email for us. Just send that email. Send an email to that address at any time. It'll get routed. If it's a technical question, it'll go to me or Drew, and there's some other people on the team that might handle that. Thank you very much for watching. This has been a long video, and very long video, and I hope that you enjoy the new features. Bye-bye.